boring. Now, I've put a bit of white in there, as you can see. Just make sure you can see it. Let's pull that back a little bit. I want to show you the picture as well, if I can. Put a bit of white in, I put a bit of grey in. And again, this is going to be very dark. When it goes back here, you're hardly going to see it, but you're going to see a little bit of reflection. You see that reflection there? And then I've also used the grey, which is the 230, and that can go all the way along there, because we're going to be picking that up as we go along. And again, see, like that, bring it in the white pencil until it gets to there. Right, and the other colour I've used is this one. This is 169, and I love the tone that this creates. Now we'll also be using grey too, and but I'll show you a little bit of grey here, drawing these areas in. I've minimised the amount of track simply because, folks, it's quite tricky and just a little bit boring too, but we've got to do it. See how that's beginning to work? Now, as far as the gravel inside there is concerned, what I'm going to do there is I'm going to put the grey in. Again, that's all you're going to see of that. And then I'm going to put this a little bit of detail in. And I'm going to represent this because you can see there is hardly any of these sleepers showing. However, I'm going to put some in. And drawing like that. Now, even that is quite good. It's given us a good representation of what we're looking for. Now, inside here, we're going to have to put some more of that grey. I'll just do one. I'll show you, and then you can put the grey again, which is 233. So I'm using 230 and 233, and for the time being I would separate it like that, so we've got chalk and cheese. And then what we can do is we can then build that up and encroach on these later on. Anyway, and I should be doing that too. So you'll watch me as I complete this. Now the same thing happens over here. We'll have a line going along there. I'm showing you this because I can advance it then, once you understand what I'm meant to be doing. These, don't know what they call them, but they hold the track in place back there. And as I said, this would also be grey to start with. And you see on here we've got kind of a pinky look. Well, how I will do that is I'll use that 180. I've used this in other same kind of tone in other pictures. Let's see, the 180, 189. A little bit of 189 as well. That's the idea. Now I shall elaborate on that a little bit more than that, and then use the pointed colour shaper I'd use here, because you can keep the detail rather than just merging everything together. And that creates a very good base, and into that base we can then put all the darker colours. But you can see how that is already beginning to look like track. Okay, so I can carry on with this. I can carry on with it. I won't put any dark. I've put a little dark in there, but I won't put any more in until I come back, and then we can start building up the colour. What I'm really looking forward to is this red in here. That's really going to stand out. The red and the green together look stunning. Okay, so that's so we're not going to do that. So what we do is this to start with. Get a lot of this done, the preliminary work anyway, in, and I'd leave it white and dark. This is green here, so I'm going to treat that the same way that you've seen me do that, but everything else is grey. Now I've advanced it a little. Let me explain to you what I've done. I've used the pink. This is 132 pink, just to put a little bit more lighter tone in there. And you also see I've darkened this. Now what I've done there, let me just do this first. There's a little bit of white in there. This is the rail. There'll be a reflection on the rail, just there and there, but I've darkened that. What I did, I used the same colours I've used for this, but then I used the 175. Let's do a little bit more for you, and darkened it under there. Now I can't finish this off completely until I finish this area, so I don't know about the contrast, you see, but you can just vaguely see that what I've done, I've included a couple more of the, I wonder if I can get away with pink. I might be able to, because it's dark. You can then put the light back into it again and just suggest a couple more sleepers back there. Anyway, can't do any more there. What I've done here, I've extended the little bits of chippings over the other side of here and I've used all these colours. Let me show you what colours I've used. 174. I've used 174. I started with the 174 here because you see this is going to be just here. Let's just do that too. It's going to be a little darker. This is a shadow the train is creating a shadow. So what I've done is use the 174 in here and the lighter green 170 and 104 in here. And again, it's not finished, but it gives me an idea of how that's all going to work out. And the chippings, I think I've explained it to you, but if I haven't, I've used the grey. Let me do a few more here. And these will come on, and then we'll be bringing some grass and other. This will be grass that will come to meet it eventually, like that. I don't want to do too many chippings. I'd rather have the grass there, to be honest. So maybe we can just bring that down a little bit more. Just put it in to start with. It just gives you a flavour, an idea of where you're going to go with it. Now, I've used the grey, 233 grey. Squiggle it around, and as you see here, I've sort of infilled, I've made it work with the grass too. Now, at this stage you can do it because you haven't put much colour in there, and then you can expand that later on by bringing some grass into it. See what I mean? Anyway, you'll see me do that. Then I've used the grey. I've used the 233 as a starter. It doesn't matter which one you use first, as long as you get the idea of a little break-up of gravel. Okay? Now, then I've used some 169. You want to keep in the same colour tones if you can. You don't want too much of this, otherwise it will turn it all purple. And then I've used 175. Now 175 is the key one. 175 will break up. If you do exactly the same as I've just done, you can use it. I can't really carry on there because I haven't finished the rail, and I can't finish the rail until I've got the top in. One leads on to the other. And then I've used the colour shaper. Now this, you can't rub this, because if you do, it's all going to end up smudged. So what you do is you use the colour shaper. It'll look like a pencil really, just dabbing it in, and you see how that now gives you this effect. But what you need then to do is, with a sharper white than that, you can then put some white back in. I do a little bit here, and then you can see the difference. Then you can then use the 175 yet again to create. And you can also use other colours, for instance. A little bit of ochre would be nice in there. I haven't done that yet. Any colour you want, any colour takes your fancy. The idea of this is to make this look attractive, and I think you'll agree that does. A little bit more white. I've got a sharper white here. You can pick out a few more individual chippings. But as you were seeing, it's quite long. You even probably suggest a few in here. Only a suggestion. If it doesn't work, we just blend it out. But I think it does. It's just, you can see something in there.